All right. As always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it. You can lose all your money. Also, this is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. And do not copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Today's kind of funny because it's a brand new week, right? Brand new week, Monday, but it's also the last day of the month. So, close out the month good here and start the month good. Or start the week good, I mean. Let's see. Pretty much got everything ready today before I hopped on. All right. Morning, Chris, Bill, DT, Todd, Jim. Turn up my volume. Hope everybody took advantage of the Apex sale still going on until Wednesday. Insane sale, their largest one yet. Man, 60% off recurring. That way it puts no pressure on you for sure. Morning, stock trader. Yeah, that sale is great. I'm actually going to make a video. I've been putting it together. Probably be out hopefully tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow. Basically why you aren't getting funded. And, with all the new accounts being bought and new traders and everything, I figured this might be a good time to make a video like that. Let's see. No news coming up. Market's kind of in this, it's kind of a choppy area on the 30 tick looking left. Even on the 50 tick here. There's the 30 tick. Scroll left. You got this little choppy area. Let's see. Let me go ahead and make sure my dynamic magnets and flux levels are refreshed. And last week, we're at the flux level that last week I was talking about a lot on pretty much Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where it was kind of a resistance. Now it's still chopping around at this flux level at about 11. This one here at about 11,513, which there's another one, 11,515, 75 area. So yeah, last few days, trading days, it's been pretty choppy there. If you look here, you can see to the left, it was resistance. Kind of broke out a few times, made its way back down. Now it's back there again. So it seems like an important area. Pretty much 11,500, I guess. All right. Make sure my ATMs are all set. Yep, everything is good to go. Let's just wait for the market here. Pretty slow moving for the moment. Choppy on the 50 tick. Pull that over. It's kind of an area below the dev where it seems to chop a little bit. This might be one of those times where the market's kind of stuck in an area for a little while. You know, multiple days, maybe a week or two. We'll see. So when I recognize that, I just kind of know I have to have a little more patience and just, you know, wait for the good setups that I like. Bon dia, Lewis. Richard, good morning. Yeah, it's a Monday. Definitely market looks like a Monday. Slow moving. And I'm wondering too, because we have the Fed funds rate on Wednesday morning. So that's going to be big news, possibly high impact, which it should make NQ go a little crazy for a while. But we'll see if the market's actually pricing in the move yet. But, you know, leading up to Wednesday, it's going to be interesting to see if the market will stay in a range, kind of chop around a little bit. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate the support there. Win 80 if you're picking up new accounts. Win 80. That's my affiliate code. And just so you know, I am an affiliate. So that does get credited towards me. Full disclosure. I like to be transparent. Yeah, so we'll see Wednesday. Now, what I was looking at too is the market. I mean, everybody's pretty much expecting 75 basis points. And so I was for the last couple weeks, I was really looking to see if the market would come down a lot in anticipation. That way, if we do get the 75 points, that it might actually go up on that day. But if we get 100 basis points, I'm definitely sure it'll come down. But I haven't really seen the market come down. I mean, we're still at around 11,500. So I'm not too sure. Today and tomorrow, if the market doesn't come down quite a bit, then I'm not sure if it'll be pricing in the 75 points. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. And I really don't base my trading on that. It's just interesting to see. Yes, thank you. That definitely helps support the stream and everything else for sure. See, even if this breaks out, because we're kind of going sideways right now, right? On simplicity, we're going sideways. The 10 tick's going sideways, but I'm going to not take a long right now because just above we have the dev, we have this Paul, a couple clusters in between here on the 30 tick. Then the top is right up here. I would have preferred maybe a long above. There's just not a lot of room, really. There's a lot of obstructions, not really a lot of room. So I'm looking to probably skip going long for now until it proves that it's actually going to go long and not stay in this kind of zone that we have going on. Especially for simplicity. I don't want to get caught in a fake run up. Might get a Lorex short here. It has a lot of components. Low volume star 6, absorption X. Well, that kind of went away. Although it could be breaking long from the top of this tight little range on the 10 tick. Yeah, that's what I mean. That simp long, I don't have a lot of confidence in it right now. And it may go, but I'm going to stay out of it until let it prove to me it wants to go somewhere. Excuse me. That's great. That's great, Vegas. That's needed. That's needed for sure. I do it constantly. And Chris and I were pretty much accountability partners. And I mean, we talk all the time about that and trying to hold each other accountable. Even, we talk amongst each other. We talk amongst ourselves. It's a constant thing, definitely. And I think it's a needed thing, you'll have a good run and stay as you're doing good, stick with it. And then if you go on a run where there's, you hit a plateau or something because markets change, right? So sometimes we need to make a little adjustments with ourselves. Yeah, and I thought whenever I shut down Friday, I was like, oh, well, I think I have I'm still profitable for the week, but actually I was not. After I looked and I pulled up my numbers and was looking at everything over the weekend, I was down a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit for the week. But then pulling up my monthly equity curve, I'm still profitable for the month. So that's great. So I kind of look at that. I don't look at a day by day thing. I want to be profitable week by week. And if I had a week where I wasn't profitable, then I look on a larger scale to see if I'm profitable for the month. And that's my goal. Be profitable week by week and month by month. So just like on a day-to-day basis, you can have a bad day. You can have a bad week, but the goal is to be profitable in the long run. So if have a bad day today, well, I want to be profitable for the week. If I wasn't profitable for the week, at least let me be profitable for the month. And and it's a kind of a way to, in your own mind, be able to look at a positive, right? You don't want to sit there and dwell on, I was negative today, and that could mess up your week. Or you don't want to say, I had a horrible week and mess up your month. So that's kind of why I look, on a larger scales. Yeah. JT, I use a trading journal. I use TraderSync. It's you can actually go to, I have the links in my description, futuresniperbeast.com/TraderSync. And I use that. I think their cheapest monthly plan is like $29 a month or something. But I love it because straight out of Rhythmic, I just download my executions or my trading history. And with one click, it uploads it into TraderSync. And it keeps all my stats for me. All right, let's see if we get a breakout short now. We're here towards the bottom of this area on the 10 tick and simplicity. Going short here, I think I'm going to skip the short also. For now, because typically a lot of times I like to do that. If the market is, well, I might take this short. Because the short is coming. It should run down. Well, let's see. Yeah, I like this short here. See if it breaks and goes. Because it should run down to this mini magnet ZOI area, I believe. Unless if it's going to be another fake out. Which it's at the bottom of the 50 tick, but let's see what happens here. Oh, this one may not go. It's testing this area again. It dropped that red eye block. So I liked that. But let's see if this is a fake out or if it's going to go. Well, it didn't break the 500 level. So that would have been better if it would have broken that 500 level. So this one may not work out. I have a lot of HD on the 10 tick. So if this can come back down. If this can come back down below, we may get a break, but it might just be a fake out. Let's see. It laid a mini magnet on this wall up here coming down. So that's what I liked kind of to push off. But it did get stuck at this mini magnet. So let's see. Market's kind of ugly, so it might be a faker. And those were kind of some big bars coming down, so I don't love that. But let's see what happens here. Not getting a lot of signals right now telling me it's going to continue down. It is trying to lay this mini magnet on this dynamic magnet on the 10 tick, but that's not very strong. I'd prefer something to happen on my 30 tick here. Let's see. Just have to hang in here and see what happens. If we can break, I'm actually going to put my stop behind this wall here, because if it breaks above that, then I don't think it's going to stay short. So yeah, move my stop behind the wall, couple points, a point or so behind the wall. I was trying to break again. Let's see if it goes this time. There we go. Come on. Just trying to hit that wall there. Let's see. Might tighten up just because this wasn't that nice. And we do have ODD on the 30 tick, so this may knock me out here, but I'm not going to chance it because I didn't really like it anymore. I moved to break even just because it kind of lost everything that I was looking at. There we go. It got me out. But I got out. I escaped that one at a break even. It kind of, and it may continue down, but it kind of got ugly on me. So I'll just wait for the next one. Because now it might chop around here at this area. Don't really like the way the market's going at this moment. Now, we did get a reset right here on the simplicity. Excuse me. So if this sets up short again underneath this area, then that'd be a better short. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on that one. Instead of allowing it to fully break below. Yeah, I'd rather get in below this area and run it down at least to this Paul and wall area. No matter what I do, these spammers find me. All right, we might actually get a short down here, which I like this short better if we get one below this mini magnet. Because then my stop will be up here behind all right, let's see if we get this short. It might not trigger. Okay, we lost the setup bar. So now I gotta wait for another setup bar. Where are the dotted pink? The dotted pink lines are my flux levels. I changed them to that. Just that way it stands out and it's very it just stands out better for me than the regular blue and red solid ones. All right, we have another setup bar here, but it's kind of going sideways. Let's see if we can get a break. There it is. See if it goes. Now that I'm in this, I would expect this to break and run at least down to the paw. There is a cluster on the 30 tick at about right here, exactly where it just hit. So it may hesitate there. It's way left on the 30 tick, so it did hesitate. So let's see if it has enough in it to keep going. It hit that cluster. As I was saying, as I was trying to say that there was a cluster there. Shouldn't be enough to keep it from going down to this paw and wall area here. But let's see. That'd be about a 10-point move. All right, now we have a crash on the wall with some HD building up. Testing those double clusters on the 10 tick. See if this holds up and pushes short. We would have an LRE at about the 500 level here, and actually I would like that LRE, but I'm in the simplicity right now. But, I mean, it does have to go back through this crash. Would have worked at HD. Yeah, that was a nice little LRE there. That one worked. Yeah, I like the HD on it in that it was testing those double clusters to the left. And a lot of times I notice when it lays a crash, it'll come back down or above depending on which way it was going when it laid it. But this might not hold up as far as my simplicity. We'll see. If this starts chopping around here, might be one of those days where it's not going to really go on a run. But let's see what happens. It got held up on the cluster down here exactly to the tick. There's a cluster way on the left of the 30 tick that happened at around 4:30 in the morning right here. So if it can get back down below this area, there's nothing else stopping it from getting down to this paw and wall, which I would tighten up if it comes back down here. And I would think ultimately it wants to run down to the dev, the minus 0.5 dev, but doesn't mean it will go straight there. So I will tighten up at these areas if we get down there. Yeah, Chris, I mean, that's not a bad one to skip either. All right, now we have double clusters on the 10. So this thing might not go. Let's see what happens right here. This is a defining moment. If this breaks above this crash, then I don't like it anymore. There's a lot of signals telling me it's going to stall out here. But we'll see. Another crash at the same level. Yeah, if this pushes up above this, then I think it's just going to either run up or begin to chop around here. Yeah. Seeing this might close above the solid line. So if it does, I'll be hopping out, which it is now. Moving my stop right there at that top. If it knocks me out, then it knocks me out. There we go. Knocked me out. So that one did not work out well. Yeah, I was behind the eye block, but it just gave an early entry long. So I don't see this. There's a lot of signals telling me it's going to push long. May chop around here now there too because there's a lot of OP laying. Man, woke up with some allergies again. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a choppy area around this 11,500 mark. I thought there was a lot telling me that I was going to push short But now it's just might chop around, so gotta follow the rules. It was time to get out. It may run down, but just wait for the next one. Yeah, and I really don't like the way the market's moving today. It's very slow, sluggish, not really going on nice runs so far. But that can change. Like it might be laying a mini magnet on top of this eye block. That'd be nice to push it down. If that mini magnet closes, it needs to hit 11,490 down here for that to close. So if that bar closes short at 11,490 with that mini magnet on top of the eye block and then gives a simplicity short, I would like to take that short and give it another try. But only if, here, and I'll pull it over. Only if this bar is laying a mini magnet, if that closes short here at 11,490 and we get a simplicity short underneath this, I would like that. Or I would take that, but that's only if that holds up. It really looks like it wants to push long. So wait and see what happens. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Look at that. Just chopping. 11,500 area. I would actually prefer that scenario to happen that I just mentioned with it going short. But doesn't look like it's struggling for sure. That's actually the low of the day, is down here where this paw is. On the 30 tick right here. That's the low of the day. No, I'm sorry. Down here, which for some reason that paw is not copying. 11,483.75 is the low of the day. So if it could break below, then it'd be running towards the low of the day. Now we might get along. Not sure if I want to try this long, though. Probably be the one to run, but still in this zone. That was too choppy for me to take an entry. I like to take my entries at breakouts. Yeah, there it goes. But I'm going to wait because it's been given a lot of fakes. And I don't want to sit through any more chop. Although it is above that 11,500 area. But, yeah, and even if I take an LRE, I need it to go. I don't want to take an LRE in the middle of this. So we need a nice little move before I hop into something. Yeah, at this point, if it's going to go, it needs to go higher. It needs to get up there. Because if we stay in this little zone around 11,500, I'm most likely not going to take another trade. See how it's coming back down now, testing that red eye zone area where it couldn't break out of. Let's see if it wants to come back into this nastiness. Sure does. Yeah, for sure. That came back into the choppy area. And these are the mornings you have to have extreme patience. Because these are the mornings it could get boring just sitting here with not a lot of movement. And can also cause you to make mistakes. The volume is extremely low too. Way low compared to all the other days. All of last week. We're at 94,500 in volume. All the other days have been around 160,000, 180,000. So, extremely low volume. Simplicity might be setting up another short, but let's see what it's going to look like. So it might come down to this paw and stop. But that's where that cluster was. And like I said earlier, I think if it can break that, then it's going to run down at least to this area where this wall is. I still think it's going to come down to this dev because there's a ZOY on top of the dev and a couple ZOYs below. It's really the only thing I see. But you do have a nice crash just below settlement way up there. Nothing really definitely telling me, giving me a direction. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. That it just is just struggling. I think it's trying to get somewhere, but it's just with the low volume, it's just struggling to move. Yeah, I want to take the short until it breaks below this 489.50 area. If it lays this magnet at 11,490, or not at 11,490, but on the 30 tick, if it hits 11,490, it'll leave a magnet right almost on 11,499.50. I would like that as a push to break through this. If the 30 tick bar closes short, that'd be nice. But then I would look for an entry. I mean, yeah, there's technically a simplicity entry, but I'd wait to get in until it breaks this bottom. And I would definitely like this 30 tick bar to lay this mini magnet. I wouldn't mind it hitting 11,505.25 first and then coming down, because then that would complete the 4-bar chop on the 50 tick. And I actually like whenever I see a 4-bar chop, because then once it breaks out of there, it usually runs. So let's see if it does that. It's 505.25 and then come down. All right, it hit it 505.25. Now let's see what it does from here. I mean, it could break either way, but I like when it completes a 4-bar chop and then a breakout, which, let me pull it over. So it completed this 4-bar chop, and then a breakout would be the next bar close up at 518 or 492.50. And then a lot of times it'll go, or I'm sorry, not 492.50, down here at that 490 or wherever area. So once the next bar closes down or up, a lot of times it'll go, pull back, and then run. So let's see if that happens.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ. Potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on NQ.
All right, 9 a.m. See if we get a little more volume pump in here. I don't know. Maybe Halloween does have something to do with it. Maybe some people or some of the big boys are not into trade. That volume is low. Morning, Peter. Not much happening today. All right. See if it wants to go. I actually like this mini magnet that it just laid on the 30 tick. Still kind of choppy. It's got a nice push up though. I'm going to sit out. I'm not going to take the simplicity. But let's see if it wants to finally break. At this point, I'll probably just wait on an LRE if we get one. Because I want simplicity to actually go instead of keep giving these fake outs. I think this one, well, we just laid a red eye zone. I was going to say, I think this one might actually go, but I'm waiting. I want confirmation. I laid a mini magnet on top of the wall on this 10 tick, so that might be a good little push off. But the way the market's been this morning, I'm not going to just jump in right now. Yeah. It can only give so many fake outs is right, but it can give a lot of them too. There's just not a lot screaming at me that it's going to really go. I mean, it might because it's given so many fake outs, but there's just not anything really telling me it's going to. So I'm just going to wait and let it go and then look for a LRE. It's a nice thing about doing both simplicity and LRE is if one's not really working or looking great, then you could just wait for the other. So you know,
elevator on NQ.
if simplicity hasn't been working good, it's giving a lot of fake outs, then I usually like to just wait and let it actually go on one and then just get the LRE. Which I've heard Daryl say that many times before, where if it's not going, he'll actually skip a simplicity to make sure that, okay, now the market's going. So kind of pick that up from him. Might be laying another mini magnet on the 30 tick if this bar closes up. So now it's kind of looking like it does want to push long, but it just might be an ugly push. There it goes. If these could push above the flux levels here and kind of try to head towards that rose wall and pulls back for an LRE, then I'll look for something like that. See, 518 on the 50 tick chart would be the bar close up. And after that happens, I would like it to push up a little more and then pull back for an LRE.
Potential TX on NQ.
If this can continue going long.
B on NQ.
Looks like we're getting an ODD, partial Lorex,
Double cluster NQ.
short on the 10 tick.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup B on NQ.
Yeah, I definitely would like this to run above these flux levels. Maybe about to 511, 520 or a little more. And then pull back. I'm probably not going to trail it just because, I mean, and it may, a good target would be that rose wall or the dev, but I'm probably not going to trail it just because of how the market's been today. It's not going on really good runs. So I'll probably just stick to my 25 ticks on this one if one comes up, just because I don't want to try to go for more and then it chop on me and it's just kind of ugly morning. So But yeah, if it was a good morning and had a lot more volume and everything like that, then I do like doing that, take it to a nice target, especially if it's pretty close to one. Still haven't even crossed 100,000 in volume yet. We're at 99, 720, 730. Yeah, there is. There's some volume up there. There's also some high volume nodes towards the top. Between, let's see, what is that? Around the 538 area. This thing's just struggling. Looks like it's trying to lay another mini magnet on the 30 tick if this bar closes up. Which would make sense because it's a choppy area. And if this ends up leaving this mini magnet here, that makes sense because this whole area is just choppy. That way, if it does run up and come back down to this area, you just expect chop. It's technically HD on the 30 tick right now, 300%. But I'm not really going to consider it for anything right now. Again, its simplicity might be setting up short, but again, I'm not going to take it because it's going right back into that nasty choppy area. If it does go short. What would be nice is if it just reset and went back long now, since we're up here.
Potential TX on NQ. orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
All right, I'm going to give it a few more minutes here just to see if it does want to do something at this point. If not, then I'm just going to call it a day. Come back tomorrow.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, that loss I took on the simplicity earlier, it was just a small one. But I may be calling it a day here really soon myself because this market is just ugly. See, even it's coming back short into that choppiness. See you, Chris. Sure, we'll be texting later. Yeah, I think this might make its way back down to around here, actually. Maybe even 11,495 area and just kind of hang around and chop here till the open. I don't see it making any runs till after the open. So for that reason, I'm out. Yeah, this market is terrible this morning. Terrible. And I'm hoping it's just Halloween and not how it's going to be tomorrow also because of the Fed funds rate on Wednesday. So I'm hoping it's not like that today, tomorrow, and Wednesday morning. That would really not be good. But anyways, all right. Hope you all have a great day. And as always, trade well. See y'all tomorrow.